So on the front, everything was already in the right format, which is this slope-intercept form. As you can see, this is not in this form, like meaning we want just y on the left-hand side, but here we have y minus 2. On the right-hand side, we want a slope in the y-intercept. We do have a slope here, but not the y-intercept. So what you want to be able to do is identify that this -2 is the thing that's in the wrong place. So the step one is to figure out, well, what's in the right place? What's not in the right place? Y is on the left. Okay, y is on the left. The slope is on the right. Slope is on the right. But our y-intercept, it should be on the right-hand side, but it's on the left-hand side. So figuring out what you need to change, what you need to move, is first. And then we can do the normal steps to do that once we figure out what it is. So if I want to get rid of a -2, I should add 2 to both sides. Right? So now you have y equals -2 over 3x plus 2. That's where some of you guys missed it. You just used -2, but it was on the wrong side. You can't use that. You got to make sure it's in the correct form with the mx and the b on the right-hand side, and then use the same process you did on the front to finish that up. So let's go ahead and graph it. I'll even write out that my m here is -2/3, and my b is +2. It's y equals, so we'll start on the y-axis at 2. Right. And then go down 2, right 3. Down 2, right 3. Do that several times. Don't forget that this is also the same as +2 over -3. You can put the negative on the top or bottom. So I could also go up to left 3. Up to left 3. And you see how it still lines up on the perfectly straight line. Use your straight edge. There you go. So hopefully we've done this before. This is all review. Trying to get your memories back to where they were at the end of December. So slope-intercept form is what we need for everything. Okay, we'll do 13. And then 16. Let's go down 13. Okay. Now, so first step, what is anything out of place? And if so, what is out of place? What's out of place? A -2x, right? So we have the y on the left, the y-intercept is on the right-hand side. So this time we're going to add 2x. Now where do I want this 2x? Do I want it after the -2 or before? So if I want it to look like this, where should I put the 2x? Yeah, it goes y equals mx. So the x goes right after the equal sign. So I want to put this right here. So I have 0, y equals 2x minus 2. And of course, we have to know that this 2 is the same as 2 over 1. Our slope is 2 up to right 1. Y-intercept is -2. Start at -2. And then we're going to go up to right 1. Notice how the first step is probably the most important. It's recognizing that this is not something you can graph right away because it needs to be in this format, and then figuring out what you have to do to move things around to get it to be in the right format. After that, you guys are really good at the slope and the y-intercept and the graphing part. Okay, lastly, 16. You can see that there's really nothing in the right place. So the first one, the y-intercept was in the wrong place. The second one, the slope was in the wrong place. And now you can see, well, we need to get y equals. We have 2y. The 4x is on the wrong side. There's like multiple things that we need to do. So we're going to have 2 steps to fix this one. The previous 2 were only 1 step each. So first things first, let's do the slope. It's on the wrong side. Should be on the right-hand side here. When I say slope, I'm looking at the x variable. So this is a positive 4x, so I'm going to subtract 4x. This is very similar to the first step of number 13 that we just did. So now I have 2y equals, just like before, I'm going to put this right after the equal sign. But we still are not finished because we want just y equals. We have 2y equals. So I'm going to divide by 2. Divide by 2. This 2 divided by 2 is 1. Now I have y equals. The whole goal here is to get just y by itself. I had to move the 4x by subtracting 4x, but there's a 2 in front of the y, so I divided by 2 to make it 1y. And of course, don't forget to distribute. Negative 4 divided by 2. Negative 2. 6 divided by 2. 3. And of course, if you need to, make that negative 2 over 1. And you guys can now graph that. Will this line be going up or down? Down. Negative slope, right? So we can expect something that goes down. It's one of those giveaways when I was grading your test over the break that if you don't check carefully, you can easily go up to over 1 and get that right, but if you forget the negative part, which is really easy to do, it's going the completely opposite direction. But if you try to remember that, well, a negative sign will always be going down, you can check your work at the end and realize if you forgot to do that or not. And okay, so we have a little more time. While you guys are finishing this up, I'm going to pass out your test from before the break, so you can kind of see where you're at and where you need to be in a few weeks. Okay. All right. So continue working.